Hey students, we're now going to be going and checking out the Vatican Observatory, which is up in the hills south of Rome. It is, well, it's that thing over there. Yeah, that's it. What you see there, I want to zoom in, try to hold it still, is you see the domes. Okay, I'm going to go as close as I can. There we are. Whoops, light's not so great. There we are. Domes of two telescopes right there. That is on the edges of a volcanic lake, Lake Albano, which, back it off, there you can see the lake down below. It's a pretty cool place. Hey students, well, guess where I am? Outside the offices or headquarters of the Vatican Observatory, and this is the door to go in. There's some interesting stuff about this place. This is Italy, and in there is the Vatican, or Vatican territory, but it's like two countries. It's weird. So this is just to illustrate the interesting nature of where the boundary lines are here. This is Italy. This is the town of Albano, Laziale. And then that's the door I was standing at that we were just doing video of a moment ago. And then this, in there, Vatican territory. Vatican territory. So, I'm in Italy. I'm in Vatican territory. I'm in Italy. I'm in Vatican territory. Papal Gardens. You may recall that Henrietta Leavitt was a computer for Harvard University. Leavitt is not the only computer for Harvard, and not the only woman who was doing that sort of work. The Vatican Observatory is somewhat famous for a photo of a group of nuns who were hired on as computers, who worked on a project called essentially the Map of the Heavens, a photographic map of the heavens that were being made. That was by an international collaboration of observatories back in the early 20th century. And this photo, which I'll try to include a copy of that in this video. Let's see, maybe I can put it right about here. There. And what this project was producing this huge photographic map of everything in the sky. One thing about astronomy is, it's one of these things that people, tend to say, bunch of old white guys. And that's true for the people who have been noted, like Galileo or Isaac Newton or, Einstein, things like that. But a lot of other people were involved in science as well. This is something science has a little bit of a problem with, is how to recognize all the other people who maybe aren't the big names, but who do all this important stuff that really makes science possible. I think that probably, regardless of who you are, if you look at astronomy and you say, well, I don't see my people in astronomy, that's sort of probably more astronomy's problem, because of how we tend to recognize the Newtons and the Einsteins, whereas we don't recognize the people who worked as computers. That there is probably a much greater diversity of people involved in astronomy than we ever think about. Astronomy is just, and science in general, has a hard time giving credit to the people who do a lot of the important but sometimes more tedious aspects of work. Now, of course, our culture is changing. We understand that, hey, there are women interested in doing the glory work in astronomy too. But once again, if you don't see people, who are like you in astronomy, well, they're probably there. They were just doing work like these women who were doing the measuring here at the Vatican Observatory.